I'm Anil Kumar sharing with you an excellent question on finding distance between parallel lines. The question here is, how long is the perpendicular line segment between the lines 4x minus 3y plus 12 equals to 0 and 4x minus 3y minus 18 equals to 0? Now if you consider these two lines, both of them are parallel and their slope is, let's figure it out. So the first line given to us is, let me call that as line 1, is 4x minus 3y plus 12 equals to 0. Let's rearrange, taking 3y to the left side. So we get 3y equals to 4x plus 12. Dividing by 3 gives us y equals to 4 over 3x plus 12 over 3, and that is y equals to 4 over 3x plus 4. Right? So that becomes the equation of the first line. And now let's find the equation of the second line in slope and intercept form. That's what I mean, right? The second line is 4x minus 3y minus 18 equals to 0. Rearranging gives us 3y equals to 4x minus 18, or y is 4 over 3x minus 18 divided by 3, which is 6. So in both cases, what you notice is that the slope m is equal to 4 over 3. So they are parallel lines, correct? So these are parallel lines, where the slope m is 4 over 3. So if I have to sketch it, let me just sketch it here. In that case, the lines could be drawn as here it is with y-intercept of 4, positive slope. So let me just sketch a line like this, y-intercept of 4. The other one being y-intercept of minus 6. So let's say like this. Let us say they are parallel lines, okay? In that case, the question here is, we need to find the shortest distance between the two, right? That's the perpendicular distance. Now, let us assume that the line going through the origin is this one, and that segment gives us the shortest distance. Now, since this is perpendicular to both, only then it can be shortest, correct? Let me name lines as L1 and L2. This is my line L2. So I'm calling this as line L2, this one as L1. And let these points be A and B for us. So what is the slope of AB? The slope of AB is going to be negative reciprocal of slope of the parallel lines. So it will be minus 3 over 4, correct? Now if that is the slope of AB, then what is the equation of this line segment? Well, the equation will be y equals to minus 3 over 4x, right? Since the y-intercept is origin O, so B is 0. So that becomes the equation for our segment, right? So let me just highlight this. That becomes the equation of our segment. Now, let us see how to find point of intersection. So we'll now find point of intersection between L1 and segment AB. Is it okay? So let's find that. So we are given that is our L1, line 1. So we'll replace y by minus 3 over 4 and find x. So let me also now number these lines as equation number 1, line number 1, equation number 2, and let me call this as equation number 3. So point of intersection between line 1 and segment 3 means we are working with equation 1 and 3, correct? So when you combine these two, then you get minus 3 over 4x equals to 4 over 3x plus 4, correct? To get rid of fractions, we can multiply by 12. So let's multiply both sides by 12. So we get rid of these fractions. Now we can write 4 times 3. 12 goes 4 times, so 3 times 3 is 9. So we get minus 9x equals to 4 times 4, 16x, plus 12 times 4 is 48. Correct? Bringing terms together, we get 9x with negative sign minus 16x equals to 48. That is 25 minus 25x equals to 48, or x is equals to minus 48 by 25, correct? So we get our x value as minus 48 by minus 48 by 25. We can find y using this formula. So let's do that. So we know x is minus 48 by 25, y is minus 3 over 4 times x, which is minus 3 over 4 times minus 48 by 25. So you could simplify this. Cancelling with 4 gives us minus 4 times 12, correct? And then we'll multiply. That gives us positive value. 12 times 3 is 36. 36 by 25. So point A for us is what? So that gives us point A, right? Line and the segment. So point A is minus 48 by 25 is the x point, and 36 over 25 is the coordinate for y. Now let's do the same exercise with the second line. So second line is, so now we'll use equation number 2 and 3. So we'll use equation number 2 and 3 to find point B, correct? That's the whole idea. So equation number 2 is y equals to 4 over 3x minus 6. We'll replace y by minus 3 over 4x. So we get minus 3 over 4x equals to 4 over 3x minus 6. As before, we'll multiply everything by 4 times 3, 12 to get rid of fractions. Is it okay? So what do we get? We get again the same thing, which is minus 9x equals to 16x. 6 times 12 is 72 with a negative sign. Bringing 16 on this side, 9x minus 16x equals to minus 72. And that is 25x with a negative sign, minus 72, or x is equals to 72 by 25, right? Both negative cancels. So that's the value of x. Now let us find the value of y coordinate. Y will be, let me write down here, y will be equals to minus 3 over 4 times the x value, which is 72 over 25. So we're just repeating the process which we did for point A. Now that gives us 4 times 1, 32, 18. Multiplying by 18, we get minus 8 times 3 is 24, 4, 2, 54 over 25, correct? So point B is, let me rewrite here, point B is x value is 72 over 25 and y value is minus 54 over 25, correct? So now we know point A and B. We can find the distance between them using the distance formula, which is square root of x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square, correct? So that gives us, now in this case, x1 minus x2, let's take this, 72 minus 48. So we could get this as, we have 72 minus becomes plus, 72 plus 48 over 25 whole square plus the y values. We get minus 54 minus 36, both negative. Okay, minus 54 minus 36 by 25 whole square, correct? That becomes the answer. Now 25 square is a common factor. We could take it out of the brackets, right? I mean the square root. And within square root, what do we get? If I add this, 8 plus 2, let's use calculator. Then we'll just square it, right? So we have 72 plus 48, and then when we square it, we get this number is 14400 plus. Here we have both negative. When you square it becomes positive, right? So we have 54 plus 36, and square of that is equal to 8100. And let's calculate this answer. So let's add 8100 plus 14400 equals to square root the answer. We get 150. So we get 150 over 25. Dividing by 25, we get the distance as 6 units. So that becomes the distance between these two parallel lines, right? So we can write down our answer as the distance is 6 units. Correct? So I hope the process is absolutely clear. Let me explain it once again. We find that both these lines are parallel. Their slope is 4 over 3. The segment which is perpendicular to both the lines will give you the shortest distance. So slope of that segment is negative reciprocal of the slope of the lines, which is minus 3 over 4. If I take the segment going through the origin, then y-intercept is 0, so I get equation of segment as y equals to minus 3 over 4x. Now, we found point of intersection A and B between the segment and the lines L1 and L2 as A as minus 48 over 25, 36, 25, and for B, it was 72, 25 and minus 54, 25. Use distance formula to find the distance, which was calculated to 6 units, right? So I hope you understand and appreciate the procedure. This is a very important question from test point of view. Feel free to write your comments, share your views, and if you like and subscribe, that would be great. Thanks for watching and all the best.